Welcome back to Ambitious, Awakened, and Aligned. This week, Designing Your Reality, Awakening to What's Truly Possible with Tracy Teskey. This podcast is for leaders who are rewriting the rules and reclaiming their power. No better guest to help us with that than Tracy Teskey. Today's episode, it's a powerful one, and it's deeply personal for me because I have been on a journey with Tracy for over 3 decades now. She's a visionary, she's a truth seeker and speaker. She's the founder of Design Your Reality, which is a movement, a message, and a mission to help people stop living by default and start living by design. She believes that your life should feel like it's yours, and she's here to remind us all that yes, it is possible. In this conversation, we explore what it really means to choose again, to step out of the old stories, and to courageously shape a life that lights you up. Tracy doesn't just talk the talk, she lives it. And today we're diving into the real, raw, and revolutionary truths about identity, reinvention, alignment, and freedom. So, whether you're in a moment of expansion or facing a crossroads, this episode will meet you there and offer you the tools, the insight, and the spark to take your next aligned step. So, let's dive in with Tracy. Well, as I said in the intro, there is nobody who actually walks the talk like my dear friend Tracy, and that we have been on a journey together for over 3 decades. So, watching you design your reality and teach other people to do the same has just always been a great joy of mine. So, thank you for being here, my friend.
Thank you for having me, Laurie. I was always
Yay. Who
the 3
knows where we're
decade
going to
thing.
go?
3 decades, that means we're what the heck? We're 30. That's it. Yeah.
Yes, 31.
Yes. 30. Freaking
So let's
fabulous.
start
That's
let's
good.
start where we are right now, because I do find, when I get the opportunity to riff with you, I never actually know where to start because there's so many experiences from leadership to you founding your business. You're an entrepreneur and a founder, kick-ass CEO now. And so, let's start kind of where we are now, which is you are the founder of Design Your Reality. I really want you to tell people what that name means to you because we hear it and you kind of go, whoa, ooh, but please just expand on Design Your Reality and what it means.
Yeah, and from when I started the business and we how did you riffed about what I would call this Tracyville of a business with my calendars and my spreadsheets and visualizing. I think we had the frequency effect was like the first name one of the names we came up with. And then somehow we really landed on this creative side of designing. And it's amazing how, I mean, I feel like I'm a bit of an artist, which is something that I've never used that language before, but I'm getting the feedback from clients when they watch me kind of unfold their vision and their dream. Because I'm doing the piece that most of the time people think is icky is the spreadsheeting, but you know me, I love it. It to me
Mhm.
is like so creative. So there is this like design component to it, but where the reality piece came in is I get really annoyed by the like I don't know, just the unrealistic side of people's minds. I want us to vision, I want us to visualize, but I want us to actually execute. I'm
Mhm.
such a ones and zero girl. I think that's where there's always this interesting dynamic in my personality, right? Like I'm so creative and I love the design, but then I'm like so methodical about tech and AI and the design. So the execution. So the reality word comes up a lot with me and
Mm.
my clients. It's actually resonating more now than I think it did 5 years ago when I started the business,
Mm.
because it is the piece that people want. How do they really retire? Actually. How do they really get out of their corporate 9 to 5? Actually. So it's like so Tracy language. It now has like more meaning than I think even when I started it. But the whole design your reality is almost that like design your reality. It's like almost a pause. Yeah.
I love that. I love that you can, like, say a sentence and it's different depending on where you put the, like, tonation on a word. But yeah, that's fascinating. And you're so bang on. People right now really want I think the why piece we talked about for a long time. I think, you and I both coming out of corporate, that start with why was so important because people weren't aware of that. Nobody had really talked about creating your own life vision or being able to, like, design a life that you love. That wasn't well, that was you just work and you get a paycheck, and then that became this big language, but now it's "Okay, I've been dreaming, and I've been doing the secret thing, and I've been doing all of that stuff, and my reality isn't changing, or I'm frustrated, or I'm not fulfilled." So, I think that is bang on. I'm wondering if you have a specific moment for yourself when you realize that you weren't living your own reality.
I think there's been moments when I was doing the business because I've had moments where, I was probably working too hard.
Mm,
Like I was sort of pushing the mountain, like what you are constantly trying to remind us of, right? This like we are workaholics in a way, it's kind of ingrained in our system. So
mhm,
I have had to like coach myself and like stop doing that. Like work smart, not hard, lean into what the surrender language that I love that you use, like, the more I lean into that, then actually the clients come easier. I'm not
mm,
stressing. I get back into, yeah, this I'm designing my own reality. Like, I'm not supposed to be working, like, so crazy. So, only this last year, I mean, I was away a lot last year, and I was struggling trying to, like, do the business, but then be on vacation, and I was having this, like, two-sided 2 sides of my energy because I was actually wanting to do my business. Like, I like it. I never actually I liked my customers always in sales and ops, like, I liked elements of it, but it was always stressful, like, it was always pressure, it was always there was always an anxiety around the work. And then I think even with the business, I'm so, ones and zeros, goal oriented. I just have this thing like, I'm going to build my own business. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to be my own CEO because I'm smart and I'm techie. And if anyone can figure it out, it's Tracy. Like, there is that side of my ego that
mm,
kind of I struggle with a little bit to go, hold on a second. And last year, I almost went too far into the, vacationing all the time, always away. But then I was in conflict because I'm like, I actually want to do my business. I want to work. I want to have enough time. So when I was in Costa Rica in October, and I think you said to me, Tracy, like you're just enjoy your vacations. And I'm like, I'm trying to enjoy the vacations, but I actually want to do the business.
yeah,
So I really looked at my calendars. I like literally opened up my design your reality calendars in Costa Rica, put them across the table, laid out this year vacation schedule, and then I did what I do with clients and did an actual work back.
mhm,
The reality of when am I going to enjoy doing my master classes? When am I going to enjoy onboarding clients? When can I give the energy to the business and be in the business, but then give the energy to the vacations? And I have scheduled out my whole plan for this year and it's flowing. It's like
mhm,
I've got my 27 clients. I said I was going to bring on 30 clients. And I'm like, I went to Australia for 3 weeks. I was like helping clients buy houses when I'm there. So there was like a period, I'd say in year like two, three, four, that I was probably pushing and not designing my own reality, but
mhm,
this year, it's like I don't know if it was just that conversation we had.
mm,
I think it did, like, it was kind of like, I don't know, a lot of things, right?
mm,
Figuring out the flow, but right now I, like, sit with my clients and like, "Yeah, does" like I'm like, "Well, I'm going away on Saturdays, so we wanna do your second 2-hour session." They're like, "Okay, well, let's do this." I'm like, "Okay, that works because 'cause I'm gonna be away for, like, 2.5 months. So,
mhm.
I don't really wanna be doing any client meetings when I'm on a sailboat in Croatia, that's just the reality.
Exactly.
My clients know it. They love it, like, I'm actually flowing with the clients, and I figure out how to use WhatsApp, so it's just like, I don't know, to answer your question, yes, there was the period of time where
Mhm,
your ego gets in the way and I'm like just so focused at trying to grow the business, but something has definitely like opened up where clients are coming to me. It's honestly, I talk to them, people are I guess finding me online and I don't know, I'm loving what I'm doing. Like actually, I've never thought this was possible, Lori. I actually like, I actually
Handling it.
today I have, like, 5 meetings. I already had a client meeting this morning, and it's no work. I have no loss of energy. I can spreadsheet people's lives all day and, like, do the thing, and I'm just like, "Do, to do, to do." Yeah, I'm in a weird it's
So
not even weird.
good.
It's weird that I say it's weird. This
It
is how I
is.
find my reality. Hello?
So
No.
so yes, but we're typically, very good at supporting other people to do things that we aren't always good at supporting ourselves with, and that is a truth across the board. Even from a leadership perspective, there's people that are really great leaders and truly great leaders, not necessarily leading themselves in the most effective ways. It's fascinating, but it also made me think of like ambitious, awakened, and aligned, where the reason for the name of the podcast is we are ambitious women. Own it
Yes.
proudly. It's a beautiful part of who we are. And then we have to remember the awakened and aligned part. Bringing that all together sounds like where you finally got to this year with the because you've designed a beautiful life. I mean, we're gonna get into talking about how you've done that differently. Um, but watching that I think is what really attracts people to you is seeing that this is where I say you walk your talk. You are spending 2.5 months in Croatia and you're away on ski vacations and you're ambitious when you need to be, but that was getting a little muddied. So for you to have now like sussed that apart to say, I know how to do this now where it feeds your soul and it feeds you financially. It gives you that freedom. So it's so cool to watch. Um, Tell us, with me saying that, how did you start designing your life differently? Because I loved watching this unfold. And what were some of the kind of first pieces that you did differently that actually is a huge part of your business of how you help people now?
Yeah, I'm thinking I should have let's see if my calendars are here. It's always about the calendars, Lori. It's
But
always
also I'm thinking like
they're never too far.
when did you buy your first income property too?
You know what? It's funny because I spend so much time about the design at the I say to people, like, because people will come to me because of the rental property business coaching part of my
Mhm.
program. 100%. That's what people are really buying, except for I'm realizing it is the design your reality piece. That's the powerful piece of the business. And I say to people, the rentals are like a checkbox. That's a tactical, functional thing that
It's a how.
it's just a how. That's all it is. And I have because of my ones and zeros and because of I guess to answer your question, I bought my first 2 student rentals when I was 28. But you know what, Lori? Recently, I go back beyond I don't even talk about it. I
Mm.
my parents if I go back, my
Mhm.
parents sold our house on Colbert Court, and I went to university. And in my 2nd year of university, because they sold the house and downsized, they were doing the thing, they bought a townhouse for me to live in, and guess what? I was the landlord. We had tenants. I was dealing with the leases. I was dealing with the tenants. I joined the landlord and tenant board at the University of Waterloo. Have you even heard me ever talk
I
about
was
that?
just going to say you've never shared that with me.
Right? It's like, duh.
Wow.
Wow.
This
Right?
is
The
I wanna pause there for one moment for all of our listeners. This is huge because we actually do want to pause and catch those moments of the things that we were called to when we were younger and how, if we sat in alignment, we would find they are meant to show up in how we design our reality. So that is, oh, that's gold. That's
right?
gold.
I know. I'm like, duh. Uh, Crazy. Like the breadcrumbs, the Celestine prophecy. Like, it's like I always will talk about starting my story with you with the day in a life exercise, which I
Mhm.
still make part of my design box in my program. And I give you credit every time. I'm like,
Oh,
"It's Laurie Atkins, it's not Tracy." But it really transformed my like, what does my ideal week look like? Like that was 20 years ago. But
mhm.
then realize how the breadcrumbs have got me to actually teaching people how to own simple rental properties. Then I go backwards and I just like had this oh my gosh, this is actually a huge part of my story
Mhm.
because, people are complaining about the Landlord Tenant Act and I'm like, it was the same back when I was in university. It hasn't changed. You just got to be like, it really hasn't changed. There's just more
Mm,
confused. So, anyways, it's all part of the story. So I started with 28 with my first 2 student rentals. Again, the breadcrumbs, my uncle, who I was just in Australia visiting, he was like the funniest 80-year-old man ever. And we
mhm,
went and visited, like, he now just buys houses for his old friends. Like, he's so cute. And it's kind of his giving back. He like,
mm,
but I mean, how beautiful. I really just want to be him, right? So he's been my mentor on kind of lifestyle. He lives a simple life. He has his rental properties. He just plays houses, he calls it the drip drip money, he's always shared his spreadsheets with me, like, I am a mini Uncle Don for sure.
mm,
So, I think that was huge, right? Like and he was instrumental in those years when I did have that townhouse and was
mhm,
managed like, him and I would talk about that and come up with some strategies, and then definitely bought my first 2 student rentals with him trying to, like, obviously probably please my uncle, like, I'm a people pleaser, obviously, to a pretty large degree in my life, so whatever the motivation, smart, bought those, and then I remember, this was a huge piece in what makes how I run my rentals, and even when I met Renata, my partner, she owns 6 rentals, and she was not doing things the way I was doing things. So,
mm,
I had those 2 student rentals, and I was selling telecom, right, group telecom in the chamber lunch group, and I was complaining about my student rentals because
mm,
I had 10 students, 10 leases. This is a long time ago when you still got, like, handwritten checks, everything was paperwork, like, it was really gross. I mean, it's still
mm,
gross today, but it was even grosser then. So I Trish from KW Property Management, she's like, "Tracy, I heard you kinda complaining. Talk to me." So I explained what I'm doing. She was just starting her property management business. She said, "Talk to me, like, what are you doing?" So I explained she's like, "For $100 a month per house, I can just do everything." I was like, "Say what?" Like, "For $100 a month, you're gonna take all those calls from those students, you're gonna deal with all those subleases, you're gonna deal with the leases, you're gonna clean the house, you're gonna" I'm like, "Can I" like, I've really kind of wanted to pay her more. I'm like, "For $100 a month? Are you kidding me right now?" Like, this is I was making, like, really good money in telecom, like, this was like, I thought it was ridiculous, and
That's when
actually
you know you have a great business, when somebody wants to pay you more.
seriously, seriously, so that was my lucky moment, though, in life, like, as far as that
Mhm,
breadcrumb I look back at that moment, if I hadn't met Trish that early and had that early experience of property management, would I then have 1, I might have got scared and sold them and never done rental properties again, but instead, because I had that experience, I'm like, "This is the way home with rental property,
mm,
and I don't have to own 100 units to leverage this service."
mm,
So, then when I started buying more rental properties after my whole, like, Costa Rican stint, which is a whole 'nother story for another day, but great experience, but all my money, I basically put it into rentals in Canada, and
mm,
I absolutely use property management, and I literally looked when I was doing the business, right? I realized in that first year of doing the business, every time I was doing a design your reality session with clients, and you'll remember this, I always had rental properties on the spreadsheets.
mhm.
And I hired a marketing company out of Australia, and, the first $10,000 coach you hire, it's like so funny. But it was awesome because he switched switched this yeah, I can't find my words.
I'm not
This
sure I can say it now because now I've got all that in my
flipped
mind.
the
He
switch,
flipped the switch.
the switch that the core reason for me wanting to help women talk about money, design their reality, have a confidence around money, and does like do that was because I actually wanted them all to buy a rental property.
Right.
Right? So that was like a massive turning point.
Mm,
So then I'm like, well, what am I doing different? Yeah, I do my rentals really different. I travel. I never stressed. I haven't taken a tenant phone call in 20 years.
mhm,
My life is easy. Like I have 0
mm,
stress around owning rental properties. And then I basically applied what I do to Renata's rentals. And there was like really aha moments for her. And now today, I literally had my monthly group coaching call last night, and my client that just we bought a house in Windsor last week. I got her to say, "So what was your experience like?" And she literally is like, I think it was too easy. Like, I feel like the team is so good." And I'm like, "I know, I kinda make it almost too easy, but they're learning, they're like, that's the point. Why does it have to be hard? It doesn't have to be hard. Just come to Tracy, I make it easy."
Mhm.
So,
Exactly.
it's just, like, so fun, Lori, it's so
Mhm.
good, but
Mm.
that's my starting was those first 2 student rentals, but even before that, it's because I was a landlord at
Yeah,
my student house.
that's
Crazy.
amazing. And so
Yeah.
what else is a part of, the design your reality piece? Because you were gonna pull your calendars out, and there's
Yes.
there's more in the design part of how you get people to unfold that, because this is what you do. So this, I think, too, is just so profound. You are really sharing how you've designed your reality and walking people through creating it for themselves. You
That's
do it.
exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tracy land. I mean, it's the calendars, it's the visioning, like, my design box is the magic, and I mean, I created the box, like, from scratch. Renata ties all my bows for me, but it's like, I put them together. It's so heart-centered, my box, like, I love the box. Everyone's like, "The box." I'm like, "It has nothing to do with real estate," but it's all about that visualization. Like, I really believe in the vibrations, hence why we're gonna call it the frequency effect, because
Mhm.
I really believe from the telecom space, I understand how to connect the dots.
Mhm.
So, that's all. You can't just believe it, then put it on a vision board. You actually have to like write it down, right? You have to see it. And for me, my ones and zeros brains from way back in the day, I found these calendars and I've just used them for 20 years. And I say to people, it's not about goal setting. This is about seeing the vision actually with weather in mind, with family obligations, with reality in mind. So it's time management, which, we've done prioritize with pleasure, like that whole era, that all folds into it. Like I'm teaching
Mhm.
really it's time management, it's taking control of your time, it's taking control of your money, it's
Mhm.
taking control of your life. Like it's like just own it. And here's the path and let me show you how to make it happen.
Yeah, the word that pops for me as you're saying that, and I've been really this has been like a massive sort of theme for me in the last 6 months for sure, is like you choose. We live one life and you get to choose every day how you actually design it. And I don't know where people lost the belief along the way that choice was yours, that you had sovereignty, that you had power. And so, for watching you be able to give that back to, you work with both men and women, but watching women in particular who really haven't owned their money story for reasons that make sense. Like it wasn't what we were taught generations ago, so we're still kind of getting over that wound and learning it. What is like a natural first step for people listening of how you can help them? Because like we live one life. Like we live one life. And you get to design it. What's
I
that
would
first?
I really actually think that week in a life exercise. So I give people
Mhm.
2 worksheets. So I say, do 1 week in a life, ideal week in a life right now while you're working, while you're doing the thing. Because that is what people are gonna fall to, right? That's gonna be easier to go, "Okay, well, what time do I get up Monday? I go to work, I make the kids lunches, ideally would like to stop and pause and have a coffee." Like, it's really that simple, right? People wanna hang out with their friends maybe 1 night a week, or they wanna hang out with their spouse and do a date night, or they ideally would like to meal prep on a Sunday. I mean,
Mhm.
what's nutty after doing over 200 design plans, women are we're all c we're not so different in a way, like, people want calm and peaceful life, they want to reduce the stress, they just want simplicity, actually, that's what I
Mhm.
find generally, so I get them to do that ideal week, but then I say give them permission to build an ideal week as if they're not doing the corporate job. Call it
Mhm.
retirement, actually build that. and then can like look at them. And why? To your point, Lori, why do we live in this world? This is our now, and then we're going to eventually maybe get to this. But
Mhm.
until we don't have the corporate job, we can't actually live our ideal life. Well, I
Mhm.
think that's bullshit. We might not be able to fully do it because we still are working or doing the other things, but why not try to capture maybe on your week off that you live your ideal week?
Mm.
So it's just trying to like,
You're changing the frequency.
yeah, I'm changing the frequency, trying to tie it together. But that's like step one to exercise to
Mhm.
even embrace what an ideal day or week in a life would look like
Mhm.
because it's hard. We don't live, we don't, I mean, we know we should meditate every day. We know we should do all these things, but reality is in our way.
Mhm.
So you know what I mean? It's like just try a little bit. Like I use the language lower the expectations, but I'm
Mm.
trying to give women permission to calm down, slow down, stop expecting that we can do everything. There's only so many hours in the week. And then you get to
And take one step.
and there's only so many like quarters and there's only so many weeks.
Mhm.
No wonder we're overwhelmed. Like actually just stop. Like, it's like,
Mhm.
just prioritize your life.
Mhm.
Get a little selfish. I
It's
don't know.
it's like the becoming her process, which is, really to go from where you are today to that vision of something different in the future. It does require an identity shift too. So I love that you're helping them paint both so then they can work towards who they're becoming for that next version, right?
Yeah,
So today, this is where I'm at, but as I look to that ideal future state, I can start raising that frequency to attract
right.
it. Yeah.
Everyone that does your program should then segue into mine.
There we go. I love
I'm the ones and zeros, right? But you're doing the work to get people in their core root of who they are. I'm
Yeah,
not
well, their
really
nervous system, right? Because what happens when we step too much into that we're not doing the work on our nervous systems to prepare us for that future state or that ideal state, then we stay stuck in the current state. Naturally, though, by doing the calendars, and I know this isn't your language, it's mine, but you are changing their nervous systems because you're helping them map it out and you're helping them see what's possible and you're helping them train themselves that they don't have to be where they are right now every single day for the rest of their life. So, you're doing it. Magically, you're already doing it.
really not. It's really like it's so evolved and it's so fun and
Yeah.
everyone comes in thinking they're just gonna get that first rental. Like that's the
Mhm,
money motivation for people to sign up with
mhm.
me because they're like they can see from my testimonials that I'll actually help them execute,
Yeah.
which absolutely I do. But the bigger magic is that like designing like the why, the purpose, and calming down and just enjoying life. Like not
You
everybody
do
wants
that, though. Like, you live your life. You live your life. You choose and have always chosen that you are going to create something that lifts you up, fulfills you. Like, where does that come from? And how do you keep it? Do you ever have moments where you feel obligation takes over or something else, or is it
I
just
think
an
you taught me honestly, I really think this time management training we had at Rogers
Mm.
found. Like, remember that Aculytics training we did?
Oh, yeah. The
I
big
don't
book
know, maybe
the big book?
the book, but it was like we had to learn time management like on an extra
Mhm.
level or we'd never get our quotas met. So I just feel I learned some really good tools back then. I applied them to my personal life back then
Mm.
and I just hold it. Like I literally just yesterday, okay, it's June 24th. I just yesterday took my dad for lunch for Father's Day.
Mm.
I
It's
just
just a week and a half past.
exactly.
It's just a
Exactly.
date on a calendar.
Just a date on a calendar, and honestly, he's so happy, we had a great lunch. My parents know I'm busy. I went with my mom last week, a month later, because I was in Australia for Mother's Day, but we booked block my time for 2 days, picked her she actually met me here because she knew I had meetings, like, on Tuesday at 2, so, "I'll just drive to your house, Tracy." Picked us up, I had no meetings, no interruptions. We drove to Alora, we went to the Goofy Newfie, we had a bourbon cocktail, then we went to Alora, we went and had a margarita, we got day drunk, we had wine. She's 84 years
I need
old.
to go to the Goofy Doofy. What a great
Okay, it
name.
was awesome. So I'm, like, carving the time, but the special time. So my mom, yes, of course, I called her in, like, the middle of the night in Australia to say happy Mother's Day, but we know we're gonna get this quality time now.
Yes.
I think that's the other thing. I'm not, like, going, "Oh, I feel guilty because 'cause I'm missing Mother's Day, and I'm gonna go and spend a bunch of money and send her some BS flowers because whatever." No, "Mom, we know we've got our t" which we booked, like, 4 months ago
Mhm.
for that day, and I hold it sacred. There's no like, you book something in my calendar, I don't cancel it.
You are
Like,
present where you're present.
I am present where I'm present,
Yeah.
and we had this most amazing, beautiful day, and because I had the time with her, I look at my calendar, I'm like, "Okay, I can do dad lunch on Monday." We
Mhm.
met, we went to Arby's, it was kinda terrible, but it was kinda great. Oh,
I love
actually,
this.
I'll share with you the picture of me and my dad yesterday having Arby's, and he's like a happy man. He was so happy to have this, like, roast beef with bad cheese sandwich, but then our sneak away moment annually, because now this is our thing, we
Mhm.
order poutine and we share poutine, and it was awesome. So I'm, like, not an Arby's fan, but honestly, the poutine at Arby's,
Mm.
thumbs up. Gotta
And
do
the
it.
m and it makes him so happy.
So happy. I'm like, "This is such good bonding time, and it's simple, and it cost me $17." Like, I kinda broke the bank with poutine, but he was excited to be like, "They're $4." Like, Arby's
Mhm.
is cheap. So, anyways, it was just like those are the moments. So, I think because of the Activist and the time management,
Mhm.
to which you have to do in corporate to
Mhm.
be successful, which we were both very successful in our worlds. I mean, I think that has just now become more refined. And
Mm.
I'm lucky, like you have Gerard, I have Renata, and she has aligned to my Tracyisms. We do the calendars. We have the spreadsheets. We review it. When we're in Croatia, we will be opening up our life plan and all our rentals, see where the mortgage rates are, where the interest rates are, and really, again, do the work back schedule because we're on a plan to be done when we're 55. And I'm already setting up all my clients. So there's only like about another 100 clients I'll take on ever in my life. And then
Mhm.
those clients, I just get to update their schedules and help them make more money and do. I might have a couple coaches. My one coach is doing awesome already. Like, that's it. The vision is clear. I'm just like having fun in my life, trying to help some women, men figure out life. I don't know. Lori, I'm
It's
just,
so good. I feel like that point of you saying you learned so much in corporate from a leadership perspective and taking those pieces and integrating them into how you serve people and how you design it today. Because I feel like so many leaders have all these things around them that are almost just like overwhelming the system today. And they're leading teams and families and businesses, and they don't actually even know how to integrate that into them designing. Like this word design and this word reality, at this moment, Tracy, I feel from the conversations I have that those two words kind of scare the nervous system of our leaders today. Like, how can we tell us about what you said to yourself of the day in the life and how you made that happen, or a week in the life. Do a week in the life. And
yeah.
now how yes, you've talked about your business, which is phenomenal, but how are you living
Yeah. So
your
we
life?
look at our calendars. Like these are our calendars. This is
Mhm,
for not life in a nutshell. And we really plan out like this is 2025. If anyone would like to see it, that's our life. Those are all our vacations and traveling. And we just really don't overbook. We prioritize who we spend time with.
mhm.
Some kind of like I'm trying like we're so social and the business sort of fits into our social life.
Yeah.
kind of the other way around. We've gone to the sort of yeah, the business is there because it's fun and it's functional, and there's my ego side that really is loving, and I love automation and I love AI, like, it's all fun, it's my hobby, and then but it has to fit around the social, so, like, blocking time, like, it's
Yeah.
her birthday, like, I'm not working the next 2.5 days because it's her birthday. I know we're gonna drink Veuve and eat oysters and, like, have fun. I'm gonna sleep in, and I'm not gonna be stressed, like, that is critical. Then I book client meetings around it, like, so the social life is the nucleus. So maybe for the corporate leaders, and it's probably the calendars again, seeing it. What is that ideal week? If family is important, how do you carve that and then not allow like the meetings or the calls or this guilt thing of expectation to happen? Because that's what happens. People, we think we have boundaries, but then if I probably watched one of your leaders in a day, and I've done this with my friends that are still in corporate, how they handle email. I mean, I think Copilot is gonna be a game changer. I do think AI might save people's sanity in life.
Mhm.
Just little things, like removing the guilt, use that as, like, the assistant that you can put it out of your mind. Like, remember when I used to go to Costa Rica? I was lucky, right? When I was CO at Cybernetics, I had Suzanne as my VP, so I had a great team. But I literally with Suzanne would give her a backdoor cell number because I turned off my corporate email. I turned off my corporate stuff. But I said, if there's an absolute, like the sky is falling moment and you text me on this number, then okay, I'll get interrupted. But my nervous system was so calm. Why? Because I had that backdoor, you know, bell that would ring if it needed to, which it never actually did.
Mm.
But I knew with confidence my team was taking care of things. I don't know how many leaders actually will go away, actually turn off the remove the account from your phone. Like, you
Mhm.
can't look at your email and then have the stuff show up. It has to
Yes.
be actually off. But the reality is you're not gonna actually turn your phone off because when you're on vacation, you might wanna look at Instagram or Facebook.
Mhm.
So you've gotta be just methodical in the, "I'm going to give myself permission and guess what? When you get back from that vacation, this everything will actually be fine." And even if
Honestly, if we could teach every leader that one truth to actually choose themselves and their vacation time and stop wearing a badge of honor that you're so busy, because guess what? You're burnt out, you're overwhelmed, you're not as good as you could be, and you're not living a life you love. That one thing alone, if we could change that in the world, would have such a dramatic impact on how people felt like they were designing their life. So do that one thing.
yeah, and
Do that
email
one
my other
thing.
my other big tip with email has always been, and I've done this one forever, and I think back at Rogers, I think I told everyone I was doing it
Mm,
because you're a big CC'er, like, you would be a big C Rogers was a big CC'er company, like, we were getting CC'd on everything.
mhm,
And I just made a probably from the Activist training or maybe a Tracyism, probably more of a Tracyism,
mhm,
because like, I hate noise, like, I'm focused, I get shit done, like, I don't have to-do lists ever. It's
mhm,
like, I don't to do, I just do, like, it just
mhm,
doesn't happen, like, I just get shit done. So, in the email world, this is a definitely a corporate tip or trick, I always set up rules in my email, and I would
mm,
actually send every email that's a CC to a folder and never see it.
mm,
Never see it, Laurie. I ignored CC
mm,
emails. Now, was I a little nervous in the beginning? Because 'Cause I'm like, "There may be a stuff I should know." But you know what? Friday, go in, spend an hour, look at your CCs. What is magical about it? Do it for 1 week. Do it for 1 week. Do it for 1 day. But 1 week, everything is taken care of. I didn't have to spend 5 seconds of my energy reading it, getting triggered by it, being annoyed by it, thinking I needed to jump in and respond.
yep,
Guess what? Tracy's busy. Tracy's in meetings.
mhm,
Tracy wasn't asked to do something. It was a CC. And it cleans up your inbox like nuts. Like
mhm,
I feel like so I kind of did the AI Tracy styles back in the day with using rules. And I
yes,
think that's a huge trick. I'm sure Copilot now
mm,
could just say, and please put all my CCs and then summarize them and give me a little note taker on what happened this week.
yes,
Like, how brilliant will that be? Or
yes.
it, right?
And even AI, just having that conversation. Leverage it now, find the way, there's still so much resistance. And I understand resistance is because it's change. But it is a game changer that is going to give us some of our freedom back if we choose to jump on board. It's, both for Tracy and I, it's been an absolute game changer. So, yeah, let's see. Maybe we need to do a whole like AI for leaders and founders. Ooh, that
Yeah,
would be
and
so
and
fun.
kind of our top tip, time management, AI, let's do the workshop, I'm in, like, my clients will come because the thing is, like, I love this stuff, right? I love the I love the automation, I love finding ways to free up my life, and I have no guilt about it. I don't care if something can just be easier. I'm a big delegator.
Mhm.
I really keep I don't know, our life is just amazingly organized, amazingly simple. We travel all the time and we never feel actually stressed out. And our house is perfect. Like laundry's done, put away. I mean, my outdoor, like I would have to, I literally am like, I was picking up little bits of little dried grass because my grass looks so perfect right now. It's so awesome because I put a little extra on. If anyone watches my social, I do like automated watering. It's so good. There's a system out there, it's super cheap. So I installed it in my grass. My grass is beautiful. It makes me so happy, Laurie. I'm like, oh,
More automation. Even everything in the house
automation.
is
I am like, how can I
automated.
automate more? And I don't be like, yeah, it's just like every minute of the day, yeah, if you're, like, doing anything that's almost like an admin or a task, think, "How can I do it simpler? How can I do it free up time?" Time is our magical piece that we can't actually create more of it, but I feel I create time.
It's beautiful, and as everyone can hear, Tracy is living, like, this fulfilled, joy-filled life, and so there's so much in the freedom that you're creating for yourself and for people that we can learn from. I have a quick, like, a couple of like, rapid fire questions, and then we're gonna wrap up. So, what
Right.
is one non-negotiable in your daily reality design?
Morning coffee.
Mm,
No,
must
I mean, it's like, wake up, don't look at the phone, grind the coffee beans, pour the coffee, and right, like, today it was really hot, but we still sat on the front porch. We have front porch
Mhm.
coffee. Look at the birds, look at my pretty grass right now, it makes me so happy, my little succulents, and we're not on our phones, we're just, like, taking in the morning for a minute.
Beautiful.
We have our scotch lounge or coffee lounge, depending on the time of day. In the morning for coffee, it's coffee lounge. Come 8 o'clock, it becomes scotch lounge, but we have our coffee, and it's been a game changer for Renata, right? She's a
Mhm.
like, I mean, she's like a workaholic, really
High energy, yep.
high energy on her phone. I'm like, "No, we gotta take that first 45 minutes, hour in the day, and we do it everywhere." If we travel to Croatia, we do the same routine.
Mm,
I'm in Australia, same routine. I didn't have the ground coffee, but I tried. I do the Keurig thing.
that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's the
And
non-negotiable.
if your life
Thrift
had a tagline, what would it be?
probably live smart, not hard.
Yeah.
Like, that's kinda what I've always said.
Yes, you have. Even setting up the way you set your emails up way back in the day. And are you listening to anyone right now that you feel like we should listen to?
No,
Okay.
I feel like that's time wasting too.
Not a podcast girl. We'll cut that part out.
Henry Hawkins, that's who I listen to.
There
Actually,
you go.
probably what I listen to. I mean, of course, I like, I like Deepak, I like Jay, I like Mal. I mean, all that's good, but I also think it creates a bit of a nervous system
Mm,
expectation. People are getting overwhelmed. So
so
I
good.
think like slow it down and just pause. Silence is really, really good for people right now.
Silence right now is so good. Actually love this answer. And I notice I couldn't tell you the last time I listened to a podcast or read a book. And anyone listening that knows me and knows me well, and Tracy might be shocked, like I'm a
I'm actually
ferocious reader, and I've just cutting out the noise, staying silent for me, a lot more meditation, a lot more walks in nature, And so I think that's amazing perspective what you just shared. Tracy, as always, this was amazing. Where did the time go? Boom, just like that. When's your next master class? Where do we find you to grab that
Uh,
master class?
I'm done now till I'm back in September. I
Beautiful.
have I have 3 more spots available, but I have 3 sales calls this week, so I will probably be filled. But if someone is there and wants to do a preliminary conversation, I'll share a link because we're here. Normally, I charge 47 bucks to have 45 minutes with me to
Mhm.
talk, figure out where you're at. It's a very lovely flow, and I charge 47 so people actually show up. That's kind of the point. But I will give you a free link for anyone that wants to just have a conversation with me, 45 minutes. I usually can figure out where people are at and guide them. It's like a great little 45 minutes with Tracy. So that is where you start. I mean, of course, you can check out my Instagram, you can check out my Facebook. I have a Facebook group, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
But really, if you're here and you're like a busy professional and you want to figure out your life and money and maybe a rental property, set up 45 minutes with me and I'll like get you on the path. Yeah.
And design your
Simple.
reality.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Mwah.
Same. Mwah.
So good having you here. Oh, what an amazing conversation with Tracy Teskey. Thank you so much for sharing your frequency, your fire, and your truth with us today. I know this conversation has opened hearts and reminded us that we're not here to play small or follow someone else's path. We're here to create a reality that feels like ours. For those of you listening, take this as your nudge, your sign, your sacred invitation. You get to choose again. You get to design your next chapter, and you are never, ever too much, too late, or too far gone to start right now. If you want to connect more with Tracy, and trust me, you do, you can find her at Tracy underscore design your reality or her site, designyourreality.ca. And if this episode moved you, let me know. Share it, review it, pass it along to someone who's ready to wake the F up to their power. Until next time, stay ambitious, awakened, and aligned.